We like, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy hump day. Hold a minute. I'm muted. Am I muted? Can people hear me? Am I on mute? Has it always been like this?
Yes, it's always been.
Are you
like
sure?
that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm concerned that they can't hear my voice. Morning, Ryan 840. See why I couldn't wait to get on the air?
Yeah, now I do.
That's pretty funny. If I say so myself.
A call back to yesterday's show.
Yeah. If you guys, I'm sure you were all hanging out listening. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We had good days yesterday. Productive day for Hooksy yesterday.
Good, man.
Loud and clear. Thank you, Ryan 840. I didn't think you guys, I went back and kind of listened to part of the show. I didn't know if you guys could hear Thew Malone when we came on.
Yep. And so he's just a little confused.
Is that a douche move or is that an old man joke? I'm
making fun of him. It is an old man joke, but there's a lot of people who probably don't understand StreamYard.
I love Thew, though. You know that.
I know
he knows that.
He knows.
What do you want to talk about today? We have Henry T. Buchanan. I know that. He'll talk to us.
Yep. Yep. T will talk today.
Stories coming up. We have a lot of stories out there. Do you have a daily wager that we need to talk about when we come on?
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, really bad.
My daily wager from 2 days ago, I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah. Iowa State.
Did you see that?
I saw they lost.
Yeah, but you see, all right,
the full court shot.
Thank you, Caleb Love, former Tar Heel. Hate you.
So you have actually.
Did you see that? They were down up 3.
Yeah.
I was covering that 2.5.
So I was doing terrible. I was doing so bad. And now, I mean, looking at it now, you've missed 6 in a row.
Yay!
I've hit 3 in a row. I'm starting to find something.
I'm glad I haven't been focused on is actually playing my daily wagers.
You haven't been focused on that?
No, I've been focused on a lot of other stuff.
Okay.
But it's a good day. It's a good day. Yesterday was a good day.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah. I guess when it's your ex-girlfriend's birthday, it does make you sad.
It does. It does, but that's why we're here for you, Will.
Today is now day. I'm like out of it, but like yesterday sucked.
See, now I feel bad. I should have been here for you.
No, it's okay. You had stuff to do.
I should have been here.
You had stuff to do.
Oh, my stomach's already hurting. Thinking about what we're going to do when we open the show.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I might have to go to the bathroom.
I know. We got dropped off some treats from a good friend of ours.
We're going to show you Dustin. I know he's not sure, but he'll be listening as he comes on because he dropped us off some snacks. 1 snack on the shelf now, 1 coming to you in February. Again, we're not getting paid for this. When we come on, we simply are just a good friend of the show, dropped off snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one that's going to hurt my stomach. I love every bit of the snack I'm going to try, but it won't love me.
I can't wait. This is going to be fun.
Good morning, Greg. Yeah, T's coming in. Not coming in.
No.
But he'll be on.
Yeah.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy hump day. Welcome in the Morning Hookup. Bill Hooks, Will Wilson. What up, Will?
Hey, Bill. Welcome back.
Thank you. Missed you guys yesterday.
And we missed you.
Just out on a little business adventure. Yesterday, I made a round trip. I was in Des Moines, Iowa yesterday. Left at a little before 7. Got back in the great city of Lincoln at about 4 o'clock. Round trip adventure, baby.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Des Moines not a bad drive.
It's not, but I just kept thinking to myself, I make that trip quite often, like to Omaha and on to Des Moines for baseball. I wasn't quite ready to make that trip yet. And it felt like any other trip I've ever been on.
Mm-hmm.
Super jacked up. You're getting there. You're driving. You're so excited. And it might have been the longest trip back. Just like me get back.
I know. God.
It was only 2:40.
2:40?
2 hours, 40 minutes.
Okay.
To where I had to get to.
An hour.
With my team and making its way back.
Sure.
So it was good, man.
Glad he made it back,
Yeah,
man. We had a good
appreciate it.
show. Theo and I, we had a good show. Talked to Robin and Brian. And
Good. Robin, okay. Was he on the ledge, off the ledge? Brian, both of them. I mean, Robin, poor guy. He's the best of the best when covering Nebraska hoops, but man, can't be easy right now. His cover. He probably has as many answers as anybody else does right now. And then Brian Munson, obviously his Bills. He's probably a little deflated.
yeah, he was a little shaken up about that, but we got him smiling and laughing. So
because he's the best of the recruiting world too. Because when I was gone, I don't know if you guys had a chance to talk to him. The big guy from Notre Dame.
yeah, he
That
said,
sounds like there's a prediction because they don't do crystal balls on 3 does predictions. Husker Online.
yeah,
They gave the prediction for Nebraska.
he said Nebraska looks really good.
He's here right now, I believe. Correct.
Uh-huh.
That's good stuff. That's a veteran, by the way. I don't know if you guys keep up with those guys and you read the articles, like this guy's played a lot of snaps.
That'd be a big get.
A lot of snaps. What did I read? Like, I mean, it's about like thousands of snaps or something, like mostly at right guard.
Perfect.
You know,
This is great news.
I mean, it's
Beefing up
huge.
that O-line. That's what we need.
6'5", 325. Started over 23 games over the last 2 seasons at right guard. How about that?
That's awesome. Let's get that kid.
How about that? Let's get some snaps under our belt.
Yeah,
Protect
definitely.
our guys. So there'll be more to come on that coming up. I need to go back a little bit because I missed yesterday. Darts.
I mean,
Sorry, I didn't hear it. I didn't get to listen. I just want to know if the run come to an end.
it did. It came to a halting end.
Dang it! Like in one match done.
Yeah, the first game
Gosh,
we lost 3 in a row,
sorry, Will.
and we got bounced. So that means I had to take over happy hour while Christian could start warming up and doing his thing. And I think he honestly owes me.
insult
in
to
my
injury.
opinion, I think he owes me something because if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be able to get out at the bar, throw, warm up, drink a little bit, and get tuned up for this match.
Insult to injury.
And guess what, Bill? He won it all.
Oh,
He ended up winning the whole thing. I think he owes me something. I don't know, but we'll figure it out later.
what is this going to turn into?
I don't know.
Well, man, there'll be more seasons for you. So is this the part where that's the deepest run you've made?
I made it to the 3rd day a few times. Not a lot. So it's up there. But I'm
Big
trying
crowd. They cheering for you.
No, it was okay. It wasn't too much, but it was fun. I'll be ready for next season.
Were you mad while you're making drinks?
Not really. I was over it.
Quickly.
Yep.
Okay. Also, shout out Dustin Huber, by the way, good friend of the show. He dropped us off some snacks this morning, Will Wilson.
Yeah, he did.
Again, we'll say this is not a paid advertisement, not that. It's just a good friend of the show dropping snacks off.
Yeah, and so explain what he works for.
Oh, God, I don't know, but it's these like Little Debbie snacks. Look at these things.
He works for a company that
distributes Little Debbie
distributes Little
This
Debbie
stuff.
snacks.
These are like these right here, by the way. I'm gonna hide these because I'm sure when people see these, they're gonna come running in the door.
Yeah,
Because
so
these are a mainstay at my house.
so you're holding
lot.
up for people listening on the radio. You're holding up the Christmas tree cakes.
Yeah, by the way, I want to shout this out too, by the way, because as a distributor, as what he does, he reminded me, by the way, like, oh, Christmas, January 30th. These are still good. These are still in date.
Yeah. Get
Okay.
'em. You got one more day.
Go there. Now,
And
what
then
did you got?
Well, I have the chocolate chip cream pie double
Look
decker.
at these things.
These aren't just the single; they're now a double decker.
Double decker chocolate chip cream pie. And then, by the way, those are on the shelf. Now, these are not like these. I saw the box, the identification marks on the box. This crosses a lot of great things that I love. My wife, by the way, remember the Nutty Buddies,
Yeah.
the crispy wafers. So this is a Nutty Buddy. Remember the cream pies? This is the Nutty Buddy cream pie.
Wow. They combined
Soft
them.
peanut butter cookies with a chocolatey coating and peanut butter cream.
All right, we'll pop it out. Let's
See what these things
let's
look.
do a taste test.
We're gonna taste these.
I'm gonna taste the chocolate chip double decker, and you're gonna try the Nutty
we might have run to the
Buddy.
bathroom after this.
Yeah. But let's see who's
Oh,
better. This, by the way, is
lock
heavy.
the door from JP.
This is heavy.
Moats, don't come in here.
in this bag.
Oh,
they
this
can have
thing is
some if
like
they want some. Let them in.
this thing. He's not out there. This thing is thick. Nutty Buddy, yeah, right for Nutty Buddy.
Look at this.
Oh, this is solid.
This is heavy. Mine is heavy.
Look at this thing. It's like a weave. Are you ready?
All right.
I'm done, man.
All right.
Are you actually gonna eat it?
Yeah, are you?
Don't lie. Watch this.
All right, and you got to give it a score. 1 out of 10.
Son of a bee. That's so good.
Is it?
I'm going 8.
8?
Mm.
All right, here goes the double decker, the
8.
chocolate chip cream pie
Oh.
double decker.
Oh, 8. Those are, by the way, those will be good like snacks at a Super Bowl party. At a party.
I mean, it's good. It's good. It reminds you of being a kid. Back when you could eat 3 of these and go out in the backyard and do the NFL combine and not
or something to it.
Not feel sick. This brings you back to being a kid. It's good.
So Dustin, he works for McKee Foods. They make the little dairy products, and then he's a director of sales guy here in town.
You know, I give this
that's an 8, bro. It's peanut butter.
I give this a 7.3.
It's peanut butter for me. The peanut butter aspect. Now, because it's the mindset is this. We've eaten a lot of Nutty Buddies in my house before. So I was hoping, it was in my mind that when I was getting a little crunch.
Did you?
I didn't get a little crunch. But then I was like, wait a minute. It's a cross between the Nutty Buddy and the cream pie.
Right. So it's not going to
So
have.
it's different.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. Look at it, man. It's got the good stuff. Like it's all like, so that is a peanut butter feeling.
All right. So you're going to give the Nutty Buddy cream pie
8, bro.
an 8. I'm going to give
those are
the
apparently
double decker a 7.3.
They're going to come out sometime in February, hitting shelves. It's a cross of the two great worlds.
I recommend. And I think now that I've had it in the morning, I can say this is a solid breakfast.
You young people can eat that stuff for breakfast. I'm gonna have a movement in about an hour.
Oh God! All right.
I still to this day, by the way, I always try to not humble my kids, but teach my kids the upbringing of myself. They have grown to love oatmeal cream pies.
Yeah, I've never been into those.
They go into like when they have cold lunch. There's days they see the lunch kind of like I'm not doing that. They get an oatmeal cream pie thrown in their box.
Yeah, kids love those.
They're fantastic.
They fuel the youth.
They're fantastic.
So thank you, Dustin, for dropping
You're
those
the
off.
best. We're gonna make sure everybody gets a little part of these here in the store, in the studio.
So here in the building is what you meant to say.
Here in the studio, in the store, the building, wherever we're at, Will.
Okay.
Boy, we got Henry T coming up here in about 7-8 minutes. We'll have some stories, a daily wager. You know what I've been tracking lately from a sports world, and obviously being a huge college basketball fan, is how much parity there is right now. These games are, I'm wondering, like if you look at the top 25 in college basketball right now.
Yeah.
In most years in basketball, right? Most years in basketball, you can say, all right, there's 4 or 5 teams set above. There's not this year. There's not. There's teams that are down. Carolina's down. They got beat again last night.
Yeah, they did.
Like they don't have a system that plays well right now.
I actually had a pretty good grip on college basketball last night. I actually hit a parlay for once in my life.
Nice. And I'm just trying to figure. I watched and again, talking about like losing and winning on the road. I watched the game before it. I got a chance and I watched Kentucky at Tennessee.
That was my main game.
Kentucky coming off 2 straight losses. Tennessee, by the way, undefeated at home.
Kentucky was 10-point underdogs. That was my daily wager.
Great line, by the way, for you to go bet that. Seriously.
10 points is crazy.
That's crazy. Now, what they're eyeing is there's so many factors, obviously, that go into it, and you look and go, all right, Tennessee's undefeated at home. That was the Purdue kind of make, right? Nobody beats Purdue at Mackey. Undefeated home this year. SEC is pretty darn good.
Well,
by the
so
way.
who? Okay,
but
we're about.
So give me the top, because like the other night you got Arizona. That thing. I mean, the buzzer beater at the halftime.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Is it? Here's the deal. I think there's 3 teams set above right now.
Okay.
In college basketball, in my opinion.
Okay.
I hate to say it. Not Arizona. Auburn. They're a notch above, especially when Broom's healthy. Puke. I think Puke's a notch above, and I hate to say it. But if I'm being honest, they are. Alabama might be in a land of their own. They might be the best team in the country. I think those are the 3 teams.
I think the AP 25 has it correct. I think the top 4 teams are the best in college basketball right now.
They are. But I what about Houston? Mix Houston in that mix.
Yeah,
they're sitting at 6. There. I don't know if Florida's there. Florida's had some, not only 2 losses, but we know who am I to talk about. But I think there's a let's say this. Well, there's a defining line at 6 and above.
We'd say 5.
5. We'll say 5.
Not counting Florida.
Yeah, so 5. We're putting Houston there. Those are the 5, right?
I think right now, if I were to pick a team to win my bracket, I would pick Alabama. You look at what
you've been talking. They just are, dude. Their offense,
their schedule up until now has been insanely tough, and it is not going to get easier coming up. The rest of their schedule is a gauntlet. Nobody's been tested more than Alabama, and they're winning games. Mm-hmm. They're winning my bracket right now.
I love it. I mean, look at conference-wise right now. There's people, I mean, all the pundits, all the smart guys are predicting 11 or 12 teams from the SEC. And if you look at the top 25, it kind of shows you that. You got Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, A&M, Mississippi State, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Vandy, all in the top 25.
Yeah, and you know what's funny?
And say, how about, and no surprise, what about UConn sitting down there at 25 right now?
I know. But Vandy's a surprise. Georgia isn't a bad team.
No, look at you look at that SEC, the way it's piled up right now. You're talking about teams. I mean, right now, so think about it. All those teams we just talked about, right? Georgia, I mean, Arkansas is a disappointment, but look at those teams. You're talking about a Georgia team. It's 15-6. Every team in the SEC has a winning record.
It's tough.
Arkansas is 12-8. They're 1-6 in the conference. They're 12-8.
Mm-hmm.
The only team not is South Carolina. They're 0-8 and 10-11.
Right.
Tennessee right now, talking about the gauntlet of the SEC, they are in 10th place. They're 17-4 and 4-4 overall. They're in 10th place in their conference. Are you surprised by the way the Big Ten is shaping up right now? Michigan State, 13 straight wins.
Yeah, I mean
9-0.
Izzo
really does that in March.
Yeah, no doubt.
No surprise by Purdue there. No surprise. I mean, Michigan. I
think there's a few teams that is a little overrated. I think Oregon is severely overrated. Other than that, I mean, Ohio State's playing better than late.
Indiana still. I mean, they're in
USC
5-5.
Indiana is.
Maryland might be playing some of the best basketball of anybody in the conference. I mean, obviously, you got to put up there with, 13 wins. It's hard to. I mean, but Maryland's won 3 straight. How about now? UCLA's won 4 straight now.
Yeah,
they're bouncing back in this thing.
Minnesota's playing better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which leads us up tomorrow night. Nebraska, 7:30 tomorrow night. Will Wilson.
Right.
What gives tomorrow night?
Well, when I watch Illinois, they are quick. They can spread the floor. They got big guys that can shoot the ball.
Oh gosh,
they're tough. They are a real challenge. But we've seen them. We've seen teams beat them. We've seen a USC go in there. We've seen a Maryland go in there. So they're beatable.
Man, they score the basketball. Man, they score about 86 a game.
Yeah,
86 a game. They shoot at 45% overall, about the same as us. They make 9 threes a game, by the way. Almost 10. Say 10. 9.9. There's 10 threes a game.
You're gonna have to match them. Offense has to show up. Defense will do what they can.
12. They average 12 offensive boards a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to.
They're the best rebounding team in the country. They average 42 rebounds a game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're awesome at that.
We should. Here we are talking to basketball. We should bring on T next.
Let's bring him on. Let's do that. So we'll save all this discussion. He's there, ready to rock with us. Henry T. Buchanan after the break.
You're listening to the Morning Hookup with Bill Hooks and Will Wilson. More coming up.
Greg, I see your comment. No, they're both in there right now. A&M in the AP top 25. They're 13. Texas Tech is 22.
Mm-hmm.
T, what's up, man? What up, T?
What's up, fellas? Let's have them. What's up, Bill? What's up, Will, man?
Living, bro. Living, man. Just making rhyme or reason to college basketball right now.
Oh, man. It's hey, I've said this before. I'll tell you what, man. This transfer portal and this NIL, golly, every team, every conference, I've probably watched more basketball this year than I've ever watched in my life.
Yep. T, look at this. You'd be so jealous right now. By the way, we had a buddy of ours come in. Look at these. I'm gonna show you. Look at this.
Ah, that's old school.
T loves those snacks.
Oh yeah, I'm a snack freak. I love it. Oh
Well,
yeah.
Bill was talking about the oatmeal cream pies, and I know you like those.
Oh.
Dude, this thing is a. So remember the Nutty Buddies, the wafers?
Oh yeah.
This is a cross of a cream pie and a Nutty Buddy.
Man. How about you? Y'all remember the banana split cakes?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Oh god. They folded it over. They folded them over.
Oh.
They had that cream in the middle. Mm.
I was always a Swiss roll guy. I like the Swiss roll.
Oh, those are good too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. It's not a lot of pastries and Twinkies and things of that sort that I don't like.
I remember as a kid, Mom would, I grew up with a twin sister, T, and Mom would bring home a box of those, and they'd be gone in 2 days. Like we would just devour them.
Oh yeah, and I used to hide them because I had brothers and sisters. I used to hide them and because I would go play basketball for hours, and I needed a snack when I got home, and I had to go down to the basement and find my. I'm telling on myself because Nita and everybody they'll listen to this. I'm telling on myself, so I'll get ripped on later on today about that.
You got to do what you got to do.
Those things happen. Greg, you're right. I mentioned A&M. They're in the Big 12. We're talking about standings. How many teams in the SEC are in the top 25 right now?
A&M.
Tech.
Yeah.
Tech.
A&M.
I mentioned both of them still being there, but Tech's.
Hey, that was a nice game last night. Texas A&M, Oklahoma. And I tell you what, man, CJ's playing decent. God, it seems like he just plays a little. Well, I ain't gonna go there.
He don't play hard. Come on now.
You ain't going there.
But I saw him hustling and boxing out and I don't know.
He had glimpses like that here.
Yes. I don't know, man. We could have used him. We could have used that outside shooting.
How much did he have? I'm going to look.
He hit a couple.
I was watching Kentucky and Tennessee last night.
Yeah, watched some of that too. Kentucky's on and off, it seems like. But
they are, man. They are.
Their conference, though. But
I'm telling you.
It's so weird.
we're going to bring that up. Their conference, because I mentioned there's a particular team in there right now that's in 10th. That might be one of the top 10 teams in the country. They're 10th in the SEC.
Wow.
About ready?
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Clockwise.
Oh, good.
I see I think Shu had a campaign event last night.
Yeah.
And we didn't get invited?
Oh, it was out there. I sent him a text that, man.
Yeah, it's
Hold tight, buddy.
Yeah.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. Happy hump day. Thanks for hanging out with us. Welcome also, Shane. What's up, my brother? Ernesto, what's up? Let's bring on our guy, Henry T. Buchanan. T, what's up, my friend?
What's up, Bill? What's up, Will? Hey, just loving this hoop talk, man. I could talk it all day long. And like I told you earlier, I don't watch more basketball this year I think I've ever watched in my life. It just every game in every conference is, I was even watching Butler and God, who were they playing? Was it Marquette? It was Marquette last night, and they're battling, but they've been struggling this year, but every game seems like they're in the game and they just run out of gas there at the end. But it's been a treat watching college basketball across the country and catching these games and just watching all the talents and watching players on different teams. I know we were just talking about CJ playing with Texas A&M. Did you ever find out how many he scored, Will?
I saw it at 3.
Okay, so that 1-3 that I see him hit.
Yeah, but you said he was hustling.
Yeah, yes, he was. I saw him boxing out. He had a guy boxing. He was pushing him out of bounds. I'm like, my goodness. I wish I'd have saw that last year.
Yeah.
I mean that aggressiveness, but I'm not gonna, hate on him, but he's playing well, and we could have used him this year. We could have used, that senior leadership and a little bit more outside shooting. I thought outside shooting would be a little bit better than it is right now, and I still think we have some better outside shooting. We just got to get the right people shooting them.
Again, we're speaking to Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. T, talk about the Huskers a little bit, man. And obviously, we all go through the streaks, the losing streaks, and you're trying to find your way out of it, man. Go into the mindset a little bit about what that's like and the psyche and the mental state of how to get out of this.
It's tough. It's funny you say that. I was looking at. I'm still looking for some old game tapes, and I keep pulling out the wrong tubs and boxes for my nephews, and I'm pulling out, some old articles and things of that sort. And I pulled out an article last night where we were going to play, I think, Okie State. That's when they had the Dumas and John Starks and those guys, and our record at the time was 3-1 in the conference. I think we were overall 12 and maybe 7. You want to get a gander of what we finished the conference in?
How many conference games were there? What, 12 then maybe?
No, it was 14.
14. 5-9.
4-10.
Oh,
we started the conference at 3-1, and we beat some. I think that's when we early on we had beat Kansas, we beat Missouri. And God, who else did we beat? I think I can't think of the third team, but I think our last team that we beat might have been Kansas later on. I think we beat Colorado at that time, and we finished that season. We ended up going 1-9, and I just remember. But every game, we thought we had a chance to win, and what happens in your mindset. And I even text Coach Hoiberg last week, and his response was that we got to get one of these games and get that confidence back. And that's, even though we never lost confidence, but it started weighing on you, especially when the games are getting close. And I never forget the game. One of the games we lost was against Iowa State, and I remember Jeff Greer and those guys, and they had a little guard by the name of Terry Woods, a little short guy, about 5'9" or what have you. And we were down 2, and it was about under a minute. And I just took it upon myself to go one-on-one and just jump over him to shoot the mid-range around the free throw line. And I remember missing that shot. And we went on and lost that game. And I just thought about each and every game, we always thought we had a chance to win, and we thought we would win. But it's just, for some reason, it's just, the basketball god sometimes is just not in your corner. You just can't get over that hump. But, and not making excuses for us, we had 3 seniors that year, myself, Derek Vick, and Jeff Reckaway. And we had a lot of freshmen with Clifford Scales and Bo Reed and Rich Keene, and we were young, so we had a combination of a few seniors. EJ was a junior at the time, and so we were trying to bring the young players along and trying to learn how to win. And of course, that's coming off a 21-win season. But for your mindset, as far as the seniors, we never lost confidence, but trying to get the other players to get that confidence and understand that the Big 8 at the time definitely was the best conference in the nation at the time. And Big 10, I used to think we were the best conference in the nation until I've been watching SEC lately. And they are loaded as well, and probably a little bit better than we are. I know they got a lot of ranked teams or what have you, but I still put the Big 10 up against them, but they're good as well. So it's just one of those things. It's hard to explain, as a player, when you're losing but you feel that you should be winning. And I definitely feel that this team with the upper, their senior class is working. And I even told Coach Hoiberg last week as well, man. I would even encourage a players only meeting if they haven't had one yet. And I know a guy responded to my Husker Army message last week, stating that they already had a all players meeting. And I said, not necessarily. I just brought up the idea. I haven't heard of anybody having the players meeting. I just think that would work, because I know we did it, and and you just hold each other accountable, and that's what needs to happen with this team. And and I know Coach Hoiberg is probably going to take most of the blame, which he, being a head coach is what you do, and along with the coaches, not like the UCLA coach.
Boy,
we threw everybody under the bus. But sometimes as a player, especially as senior laden that we are, that hey, let's pull this together, fellas. Let's get these players together, man, and hold each other accountable and go out there and win some games, because I still feel that we have the talent. And I looked at the schedule, and we got some games in there that we can win. I mean, but we got to start tomorrow night. Illinois got a 2-game losing streak, so they're kind of laboring a little bit. They have their full roster, and it's going to be a tough matchup. I heard you guys talking earlier about rebounding, and they're the number 1 rebounding team, and they shoot the three, hitting about 10 threes a game, and we're going to have to defend that. And what's good about, well, I'm not going to say good, it's a good matchup for us, because they don't have that really, even though they have athletes, but they don't have that big guy in the middle. They're going to pound and post you up and things that sort. So we've got to guard that perimeter, and those 2 guards are big, and they can flat out play. So our hands are going to be forward and trying to guard those guys and guard that perimeter. So hopefully we can adjust. And if we get this win, that's going to give the team some confidence. And with everybody else playing well, I think we'll be in a good place.
T, let me ask you this. Think back to last year's team and how that offense moved. You had Rink in the middle who, we almost got to ran the offense through Rink. And even before that, Derek was in that role too, where he could get the ball at the high post and make something happen. And also think back to last year's team with Casey and think about how he attracted the defense, right? And made others get shots. Now think about this team now. Connor's trying to do that, but he's not attracting the defense like Casey did. And I love Braxton, I love Andrew, but I feel like they're not the type of player that Rink and Derek were, where they can get the ball and make something happen. I think we're kind of missing those 2 guys right now.
And I can't agree with you more, but they're different players. Rink could shoot the 3, so they had to guard him. Derek went to the basket, so when they came, but the big guy came out on it, because I remember the game against Creighton, and he was taking the guy to the hoop on a consistent basis. And laying it up. The difference here is Braxton Mia is not a perimeter threat. He's out there to set picks, so he has a different role. Morgan as well. Even though he shoots the 3 and it looks like he can shoot it, and I'm sure he can, but that's more of a confidence thing. But he's still not a Rink, but he's a better post-up player. And we just have 2 big men that's filling Rink's shoes that are totally different players. Now, I may disagree with you a little bit on Connor. The defense does focus on him. If you watch wherever he goes, defenders chasing him sometimes when they're switching out on him, they are focused on him. But what's happening is our reversal, our passing, and that's where we go to taking care of the ball. And I think from a turnover perspective, where a lot of unforced turnovers it's killing our momentum and killing our flow of our offense. And it's kind of sometimes when you're trying to pass the ball, get the ball around the perimeter and find those open shots, that it's not happening because we're careless with the basketball. And I think that's one of our Achilles heel is not the number of turnovers, is when we have those turnovers and the type of turnovers that we're having. And I mentioned that to Coach Hoiberg as well. I said we got to find a way to take care of this ball, especially in this last stretch, because we're in every game. And even when teams are coming back on us, it seems like when we get that pressure, we're overly cautious with the basketball, and we're careless, and we're giving the ball away. And that's an opportunity that we miss on scoring, and it's an opportunity for the opponent to get a score, and it's breaking our momentum. It's breaking up our momentum, and if you watch the games, and even the first turnover in the game, back in our day, I know this is a different era. If we turned the ball over, we're looking over our shoulder,
Ooh.
and we know we're coming out to act and explaining why we did it. And that's one of the things that Coach Nee always emphasized, and I always felt, and I've always said, is if we can keep turnovers under 10 points, 9 times out of 10, we're going to, not 10 points, under 10 turnovers, 9 times out of 10, we have a good opportunity to win the game. But anything 10 or above, it's going to be difficult.
Again, we're speaking to the Mac, the legend, Henry T. Buchanan. T taught me through this. I'm going to give you some numbers. And this is 6 games. One of them I'm throwing out because the number is not double digits. And we're going to talk about defense and rotation, which you just mentioned. Oh, by the way, the one stat I'll give you is like you talk about Mia not being a presence outside. Do you know he has Robin Washut just put this out, retweeted it. He has 27 made field goals, by the way, 23 dunks. Just he's not going to do anything outside that.
Yeah, outside 5 feet.
Yep. But 17, 10, 12, 19, 17. Those are the number of threes we've given up in 5 of the last 6 games. 17, 10, 12, 19, and 17. Talk about what's the breakdown of that. And a lot of these, and you know this, a lot of these are wide open.
Yes.
What's the breakdown and how does it get fixed?
Adjust your defense. And if you look at every game, has there been a inside presence where a big man has just dominated us on the block? Mm-hmm. And a lot of that has to do with the defense. Don't get me wrong. They do a phenomenal job trapping the baseline. When someone gets to the basket, they rotate, they double, and they're doubling. But what's happening is, and Shu and I talked about this the other day, is that is one thing that we were taught, because we did a similar defense with Danny Manning, but it was just Danny Manning where we played what we call green, was a defense where I fronted him and our big men stayed behind him and made it hard for him to get the ball. But we still put pressure on the perimeter. But we were in the zone principles where it wasn't too difficult to get back to get back to the shooters. And what's happening here is with the philosophy of our defense is take the middle away, and we're always cheating. The weak side is always cheating in the middle. And what's happening is these teams have learned that skip pass. Yep. And they're getting that skip pass, and we're not rotating fast enough, and we're not getting back to the offensive player in time. And a lot of times, if you watch some of our defenders, when these shots are getting taken, we are on the way back to them, and the best we can do is maybe get a hand up, but we're not close enough. And I think and I mentioned this a few weeks ago, is that we got to adjust our defense and start. It started with Iowa, and they were on fire, and every team done figure it out. I mean, it's the scouting, it's looking at film. And you can't run faster than the pass. So, and I'm not saying, revamp the defense. I love our defense, but we're going to have to make some adjustments. And until somebody's start dominating the middle over Braxton or Morgan and Burke or things that sort, because I think Burke does a great job playing perimeter defense. And I just haven't seen Morgan or Braxton get opportunity to guard their man, because they always have help. And we are going, and teams don't figure that out. And these are Division I players, and most of them are transfers, upperclassmen. And I'd be listening to the stats. They all shooting in the upper 30s, lower 40s from the 3-point line, and multiple players. We got to figure a way to adjust and change our defensive philosophy and focus more on the perimeter. And until someone dominates the inside, I'll have to wait and see, because how many shot blocks do Braxton have? I really seen block a shot, because nobody's shooting them. They just go down there, and then we cheat, and then they throw a couple of passes, wide open jumper, bingo. And we're just going to have to find a way to adjust.
Well, T, we do come home, and I want you to talk to these fans and explain why they still need to go to these games. I mean, talk about when you were a player and what having a packed house meant and what it did for you guys.
One of my good friends, Anthony Tupper, texted me last night, and he sent me a video of a starting lineups. We're playing Ohio State in the Meredith Classic, and he just talked about his high school days and when he had the opportunity to come to Devaney, and Coach Smith would get them tickets around the student section. Now, keep in mind, this is the year we finished the conference 1-9 in that conference, and each and every game was pretty much a sellout, and because they enjoyed watching this and watching this play, and that's just our fan base. The fan base is going to be there. Is it frustrating? Yes. I get texts from fans, and and of course, I get responses to my little summary of each game, and on the Husker Army site, and and I totally understand that the fans are hungry, for some wins, but I don't think the fans would ever let the players or the program down. They're going to be there to support, but at the same token, it's imperative, and we have the team to turn this around. We have the seniors that can turn this around, and I do believe they're going to turn it around, and it starts tomorrow night. Yes, is it frustrating from a fan perspective? Heck yes, but could you imagine how those coaches and the players feel?
No, they can feel terrible there.
Yeah, oh yeah. So the practices and things are more intense, and they're going to give us a product, and they're going to come back home tomorrow night in Illinois. Illinois is very, very, very good, and
they scare me.
When we beat them, I looked at the rest of the schedule. There's not a team in our schedule that I don't think we that we can't beat. We got Maryland coming back home. We got Iowa coming back home. We got Oregon. Oregon on the road is going to be tough, but they're beatable. They've been beat at home a few times as well. So and that's a lot of pressure on Coach Altman, Dana Altman, who's from Nebraska, and I know when he plays against Nebraska, that's a little extra for him, and he's going to probably overcoach. Knock on wood, I hope he does, and we'll see what happens there. But we get by this game tomorrow night. We have a good opportunity to make a nice run and turn this season around, and I have all the confidence in the world that they'll do it. And if that doesn't happen, it's not going to change my support for them or what have you, because I understand the game, and like we said earlier, this Big Ten top to bottom, I mean, there's no cupcakes. Minnesota's coming around. Penn State's tough. Northwestern's tough. I mean, these are teams that used to be the bottom dwellers, that's up here giving everybody the business. And that's the beauty of this, of the day's college basketball, and that's, kudos to the transfer portal and the NIL. I wish they can probably reel that in a little bit, but man, we're seeing some really, really good quality basketball, and that's the best part about it. And Nebraska, we're right there, and I still have all the confidence in the world that Coach Hoiberg is going to get this program where it should be, and it starts tomorrow night. And I hope the fans is going to be there in full effect, and the students, like I said, the student body's back, and it's going to be loud. I wish if I was there, I wouldn't miss a game. So let's go Big Red, man. I'm still with them, and I think we can turn this around. And hey, but real quick, what did y'all think about the shakeup? I kind of liked it, but it kind of hurt bringing that boost off the bench from both Sam and Morgan coming off the bench and giving us that spark. But I understand the philosophy around that. Maybe get that spark at the beginning of the game.
Early. Get going early and hit somebody.
Yeah, and I knew that's what it was about. And but it's we got to get Bryce started early. I love Gary, but sometimes you might want to hold up and give it to the main guy, let him get started first, because you're going to get yours. Gary's never going to have problems scoring and getting to the bucket and rebounding, but I sometimes Bryce Williams is unselfish to a fault, And I just think he needs to get started early in this game, and I think he will get started early against Illinois tomorrow night, and he's going to catapult us to a win. And Gary's going to do his thing, and everybody else, Sam and the big guys, and I think Connor is it's time for him to get back to those 20 plus points games and get some and I think he just needs to slow down and I think he's pressing a little bit too because the guy has a beautiful shot, but when you press sometimes it's it's not that he's losing confidence, but you got to see that ball going a couple times and just shoot with that confidence and move. And matter of fact, pick up the pace a little bit too, Cornhuskers.
Fine, I'll go tomorrow night. Thanks, T. Jeez. Damn, 7:30 start. Fine.
What time?
I was going anyway.
No, what time's the game again?
7:30.
Oh,
30 minutes earlier than the 8 o'clock start.
Yeah.
sweet.
I just
Oh,
always
you're
have to
good.
battle getting my 14-year-old up the next morning without being a jerk.
Right.
Hey, but he'll love the game. He'll love being at the
He
game.
will. He does. Well, T-Man, we'll get you out of it, man. We appreciate you, man. And tomorrow night, 7:30, we'll be front and center, and hope we get a big old dub at PBA tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go Big Red. And hey, I tell you what, Nebraska fans is always going to be there for support, and it's still a 10-point unless Illinois, for some reason, come out and play the way they played early in the season, which I don't think they will. And they know how difficult it is because they never really played great at the PBA. So I hope it continues that way and we get a big win tomorrow, and I think we will.
Awesome, T. Appreciate you, brother. Man, take
All right,
care
yeah.
of yourself, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Y'all be good.
See you, T.
Henry T. Buchanan, Husker legend. Always great stuff with him. Let's take another break. We'll come back and run through a bunch of stories that we missed.
You're listening to the Morning Hookup with Bill Hooks and Will Wilson. More coming up.
I'm not going to lie to you. I thought I lost you. Where'd you go?
I was just gathering myself. I was just gathering myself.
I looked at him like, it's not where the trash can
I was
is.
just gathering myself.
Sorry. My stomach hurt. He always brings it back, man.
He loves it, man.
He does. We all love it. That's the problem. That's the passion, you know?
That's right. I already got my daily wager. I hope I didn't take yours.
I haven't even looked. You win it. I'm going to see if we actually land on the same one. I'm going to go in here and look real quick. Hoops, college hoops.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I always go. Mailbox. Let's go. Where am I at? Nope. I want to go here. That's where I want to go.
There's some interesting
Lines
interesting
tonight.
overlays. Interesting overlays.
Oh, I
you
feel
got
like
West Virginia 9.5 point home underdogs.
you might be right there. You're right there.
I'm not picking that one, but I like
Not that
line.
one. I'm saying I think I have your game, but I'm going to skip over it. I'm skipping over it. God, Houston's 9. I just saw that one. 9. Yeah, that's a lot.
God, I think I already got my parlay.
Are you putting it in right now?
Not yet, but
Oh, I got to end this streak, man. I'm having better luck at Keno right now than I am anything else. Oh, that's a weird line. Why do I like that? Huh? What is happening? I'm taking that. Done. I'm going to put 2 down in case I totally misread your game. I'm putting 2 down. If you don't pick that one, I'm taking this one. Crazy lines. Crazy, I say.
ooh.
Oh, that could be a fun one to play too. That's going to be an up and down game. They're a bad basketball team. Look at me talking about. I gotta stick with it. You all right, bro?
Bama +1 is crazy. Like after everything I said about Alabama, how can I not be all over Alabama +1?
Is that what you have?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I'm not.
Good.
But like
Good. Because I went through and I'm like, what?
Mississippi State's is I mean, they're good.
Home court, man. That's crazy. I said crazy. By the way, we were talking about Kentucky, right? Like, I want to say we were up and down on Kentucky. They lost 2 straight, but I want to say they've won against 6 or 7 top 10 teams, 15 teams.
They're a good team. They just have some weird losses.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. Special thanks here to Henry T. Buchanan. We were just in the stream talking about Kentucky and our daily wagers coming up. Kentucky is a weird one, by the way. Unranked, right, in the preseason. They've grown to like number 8 or 12. I think they're currently 12. Weird losses. They have 7 quad 1 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're like, that's crazy. But that's third, by the way, behind one team that we already talked about, Auburn.
Yeah.
Are you surprised by when I say Oregon is 1 and 2 in quad 1 wins?
I am, because they're overrated.
They have more quad. It's Auburn 1, Oregon 2 in quad 1 wins, and then Kentucky 3. How crazy is that?
Mm-hmm. Let's go to the phones.
Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning. You're on the morning hookup.
Hey guys, JU and the A-Sun, they're the leaders. They're hot. 7 in a row. Basketball playing Florida Gulf Coast at home tonight.
Not Dunk City.
Pat Chambers coming to town.
Let's go.
It's going to be a good matchup. Hey, if I would have known he was coming down to my old stomping grounds, I passed right by that park every workday when I did my hospital residency in administration at Bartow Hospital. I missed a chance to meet 2 of the 4 Stooges. But anyway, hey, I got a UCF update, a Frost update.
Uh-oh.
You guys need to read Mike Bianchi's article. Y'all got to Google that. I'm not going to bring it up on the Husker radio out of respect, but he's finalized his coaching staff, and they won't have a spring game because they said it's kind of like the home shopping network of the transfer portal, and they grab those players from the group of 5. I don't know. Hey, and Bill, thanks for flying the Slims jet to Jacksonville. They loved you in the interview at 1010 XL.
Jeez.
Are you going to have to fly that thing every day into Jacksonville, or are you going to stay there?
Well, if it's not in the air, they break.
Well, see, you hear me, Rob? 2 hours or bust. He's leaving.
Oh, that's all. Ernesto, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. So let's want to do daily wager or stories that we missed?
Let's go stories.
Stories that we missed.
The stories we miss. The morning hookup.
Hey, you see a former Husker that played some time in the NBA, but he's in the G League right now, Bryce McGowan. See what he's got going on?
Yeah.
Selected to the 2025 Rising Stars team on Tuesday. It'll be an NBA weekend, man. February 14th at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's having a hell of a season, but he's a two-way player right now. He's played in 21 games for the Remix right now, which is the G League. He's averaging 27.7, 3.4 rebounds, and 3.3 assists and a steal per game. Second in the G League in scoring right now.
Yeah, I mean, even when he was in the NBA, he was putting up numbers. He was doing pretty solid. So
yeah,
good for him. It's probably a fill-in. Somebody probably made the team and probably is not healthy. So
make his way back, man. Make his way back.
So that's awesome. Man, this is just one of the wildest things. If you were to have this on your bingo card for college basketball this season, you'd be winning. For some reason, Conor McGregor was at.
Yeah, well, I saw him walking up and down somewhere.
He was at the BYU men's basketball game last night. For some reason, I don't know, but he was doing some stuff with the student section. It was a really weird thing. I don't know why people keep surrounding themselves around Conor McGregor. He's got like 2 rape lawsuits against him right now.
Didn't I see him like stopping and talking to the players or something? That's the weirdest
It's
thing.
the weird. The fact that he's at a BYU basketball game is weird.
That's wild. Did you see? And this is always the time we started having a little bit of fun with the big game, Super Bowl coming up. You see the report on how much at least 10 commercials have sold for so far?
Mm-mm.
Guess. What do you think? They said the rumor is that at least 10 commercials in the Super Bowl on Fox have sold for blank.
Each. I'm gonna guess 25 million.
8 million total. So that's 80 million. 8 million a commercial.
Wow, I thought it'd be a lot more. I thought it'd be a lot. I thought it'd at least be like
They're-
15 each.
Yeah, they are
That
saying
seems cheap.
right now that they're believed to have record pricing and they're sold out right now. And it says right now, as normally about 100,000 each year, but they've increased it by 500,000 per ad, cost wise,
Wow.
and they've sucked
Yeah.
for years.
Well, they've been okay.
They really have.
Yeah.
Come
No,
on.
they've been okay. They've been okay.
Come on.
Do you see the newest fight that's happening?
No, what's happening?
Jake Paul and Logan Paul are going to be fighting each
Oh,
other.
Come on.
Yeah, the two brothers are going to be fighting each other
Why
on Max.
would you waste your time?
It's all about money, man, and they're going to
Yeah,
get
but
paid.
come on.
They're going to get paid. Oh, by the way, this is exciting. The national championship, the NCAA men's basketball national championship. Get excited. They announced the tip-off time. Yeah.
Okay, let's go. When
Let's
is
not forget, this is on a Monday night,
it? I know.
All
Please.
right.
When is it?
7:50. 7:50 Central Time is when the national championship will tip off.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. I always love the Super Bowl stuff too. There's an article out about the Chiefs and Eagles. They have unveiled their uniforms.
Oh, we talked about this
Did you?
yesterday. Yeah.
And the history behind them.
Yeah.
Tell me what it says. I haven't read. I just saw it's like
Basically it said the team who wears white is like a whopping 16-4.
Oh yeah, there it is. In the last 20, 16-4.
Yeah. And that means in the Chiefs I think are wearing white. Is
They
that
are.
right?
They've unveiled
Yeah.
their whites, and I believe that means the greens. I assumed in the other side.
Yeah.
I
And,
have a-
and did you see two of the teams that won in the dark jerseys are the Eagles and the Chiefs?
Oh gosh, so much
Yeah.
intertwined here. I have a I'm still in fantasy football. I'm currently holding a slim, by the way, after last week, 11-point lead.
Oh.
And I still have I will have drafted well. I have Barkley, Hunt, AJ Brown, Travis Kelce, Hollywood Brown, and I have P Ryan, which I'll enter in so I have a full
Yeah.
6 people in this.
You'll be good.
Come on now.
Daily wager.
Well, you mentioned it. I scrolled across it. I'm going to go ahead because you mentioned already multiple times over multiple shows. Alabama +1. Like, am I missing something? Now watch. I'll probably go by 7 straight. But I am going to play Alabama.
And they're at
Mississippi State, right?
yeah.
Like, they're getting one.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a pick 'em. So you're telling me like the whole like home court advantage, Alabama has erased that.
Yeah.
Alabama erased it. I'm taking Bama.
All right. I'm going to go
I
Wisconsin.
nailed it. I skipped right over. It was like the 4th game. I'm like, that's where he's going. By the way, since I've clicked on that, the line has moved a half point.
Okay, well, I'm not taking the spread. I'm taking money line. I think they win straight up.
Wisconsin,
at Maryland tonight. It's
Plus
at plus
180.
170.
180 now on
All
my
right,
site.
I'll
180
take it.
because it went from 4.5 to 5.
I'll take it.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us on a hump day. Go enjoy the weather. 50s the rest of the week, man. Enjoy it. We will catch you on a Thursday.